put out to outrage, but you can't get arrested. You say your image is new, but it looks well tested. You're lost without a crowd, yet you go your own way. You say your summer's gone, now the winter is crawling in. They say that even in your day, somehow you never could quite fit in. Though it's cold outside, I know the summer's gonna come again. Because you know what they say, every dog has his day. You're a misfit, afraid of yourself, so you run away and hide. You've been a misfit all your life. Why don't you join the crowd and come inside? You wander around this town like you've lost your way. Had your chance in your day, yet you threw it all away. But you know what they say, every dog has his day. Look at all the losers and the mad-eyed gazers. Look at all the loonies and the sad-eyed failures. They've given up living 'cause they just don't care. So take a good look around, the misfits are everywhere. La la. They say every dog has his day. You're a misfit, afraid of yourself, so you run away and hide. You've been a misfit all your life, but why don't you join the crowd and come inside? You wander around this town like you lost your way. Had your chance in your day, yet you threw it all away. Now you're lost in the crowd, yet still go your own way. La da 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 dee 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 dum. La da 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 dee 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 dum. La da dee 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 dum. La da dee. La da dee dum. La da 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 dee 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 dum. La da 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 dee 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 dum da da dee. La da da dee dee. La da dee da. La da da dee dee. La da dee da.
In these times of division and fear, and times when people don't seem to have any time or patience or are even vehemently opposed to other people's opinions. When there's a black and a white, and where there doesn't seem to be much of a gray area where conversation and consolidation, union, all those kinds of positive things happen. But I think that, for me, the best natural medicine for me is to get out into the woods. Even through the COVID pandemic, things changed for me like everybody else, but not that dramatically, because I just came out to the woods every day like I've always done, and it's like a natural medicine. I think even people who have not really considered spirituality and connection and matters of the heart, as far as connection goes or whatever, feel something when they come out into nature, into the peace and the quiet and the birds singing and, the trees, the earth, the air, the water, everything all around them. They feel something, almost every time, even if it's just a small something. And I think that that's because somewhere in our subconscious, it's buried deeper in some people than others, but somewhere deep within the subconscious of everybody, we feel the connection of everything. That's my belief, and that's why we all feel something when we come out to nature, and it kind of takes us away from the stresses and our worries, and it just kind of puts us in a balanced place. And it's a good place to mull things over. Not only mull them over in your head, but more importantly in your heart. And the more you come out into nature and connect with nature, the more you start to connect with things and to think and to feel from your heart. And that's the Sasquatch way, and that's our way moving forward. So if at all possible, when you're feeling down, buying into fear, feeling disconnected, just come out into the woods, into nature, if at all possible, and just sit with it for a while. Feel it in your heart, and consider the invitation that it is extending to you. Sasquatch people are trying to teach us about, and where we as a people are headed to, is vibration of love and no judgment. And judgment is an archaic, orchestrated thing that has been going on through mankind for centuries, thousands of years, probably since the first time man could talk, and maybe even before. And it's based on a lie, a real faulty lie of separation. And so when we're judging, we can't connect to our true self, because there is no judgment with our true nature. That's a fact, in my opinion. So I would like to say that to all people who call themselves light workers, shaman, whatever title you put on yourself, we have to quit judging. It's not all right to judge from a lofty perch of, some kind of righteous, enlightened view gives you the right to do that. No, you're still judging. We have to quit judging. We have to give love, compassion, and light to everything. That's the lesson, the main lesson that the Sasquatch people are teaching us. Or at least right up there with their most powerful lessons. I can't think of anything else more beautiful and important for us at this time. So, if you consider yourself to be a waysayer, a light worker, somebody who is showing people the way through your words, through your heart, you've got to walk those words. You've got to walk that talk, because otherwise you're just going along with the same old age-old archaic game of division and judgment. I see it so often amongst people, even in the woo side of the Sasquatch world, I suppose, still judging, myself included. So if we're really, really serious, we have to stop that. We have to stop it, because otherwise we're just playing around. I think it's time to get serious. You know, when I'm looking at the messenger, or the person who is delivering a message, one of the things I always look for is ego, or a lack of. Because the true messenger, it's really all about we, not about me. It's not about the I, it's about the all one. And so when a message is steeped with ego, I'm a little bit worried, to say the least, because in the fifth dimension of love and no judgment, really, there is no ego. There is no judgment. And so to me, a true message should not reflect judgment and ego. You know, there are many people here today at these times to do great things, to lift people up and to open their eyes and to help us transcend to wherever it is that we're going, which to me is a vibrational shift. To me, the true messenger does not speak his words that he values through ego, but rather words that he values and are valued through his actions and through his heart. You know, one other thing that's very interesting is, you know, there are macro and there are micro realities. Now, I've always found that there is a core truth for me to the Sasquatch people and their message. You know, that being one of all connection, all one, that we are all connected. To me, that is the foundation of their teachings. And, you know, basically, the very core of their teachings. You know, the fact that we are energetic beings connected to everything, into the sky, the earth, the trees, the water, the stars. You know, we're all made of the same particles, or the same angel dust, or I can't remember exactly how it was described. Sorry, the words are escaping me. But we're all made of the same cosmic materials, I suppose, just arranged differently. But in any event, like I said, there are macro and there are micro realities. And I do believe that that core truth of all one and all connected, it is truth, because I felt it. I felt it energetically in my heart. It's resonated as the most truthful thing I've ever felt. But we have to be careful, because, you know, as we open up to being creators and our consciousness raises, we can also get into some realities that kind of stray off of those core truths. And I think it can be very dangerous, and we have to be very conscious of that, and be cognizant of the difference, and maybe be vigilant and watching out for it. And that is, you know, like I've known people who have created a reality where they have actually seen blood dripping down their walls. And to them it was real. It was really, actually real and happening. And I think we all know people that we question and say, you know, is that real? Is that their reality? Is that reality? What's the difference? Does it matter? All that kind of thing. But in any event, it's interesting. It's interesting because, you know, to me there's that periphery of the core truth, and then when we start creating offshoots of that. And you know, it's also quite interesting to note, like for instance, you know, the Heaven's Gate people in San Francisco, I believe, who committed suicide. I think there were like 30 or plus of them or whatever, and they felt like a spaceship was coming down and taking them to another reality or another world. I'm not sure of the exact story. And I'm not even saying that, you know, for them maybe it was true and maybe it happened. I don't know. But we have to be aware, I think, and just pay attention to falling into the energy of gurus or into the group mentality energy, whatever, because sometimes I think that these realities can I don't know, go to places, I don't even know what to say on that. I don't even know what to say on that, but perhaps something that you want to be cognizant of and you might consider dangerous. And but like I said, we are creators, and so we can create all kinds of things. If we want to have blood dripping down our walls and we're strong enough in that belief and on that creative level or energy level where we're capable of doing that or whatever, you know, we can do that. So have to be really, really careful, I guess, about what we want and be very vigilant about protecting our own personal energy and not giving it out to others, other individuals, or other groups of individuals. There could be a danger in that. And I'm not saying, you know, like, hey, we all go to teachers. I do myself, and we all learn things from them. And that's how people learn and evolve, and that's how the process has been going on for centuries and forever. But try to look for somebody who delivers a message that is not fraught with ego. Somebody humble, somebody who, you know, somebody humble. And, you know, maybe try to stick with the core truth of the love vibration, connection, no judgment. And be wary of falling into realities that may not be true or that you don't want to really fall into. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, I've been thinking that for a long, long time now, and something for everybody to consider. So, thanks. So I would say be careful what you wish for and what you want to create, kind of reality you want to create, because the Sasquatch people, like any great teacher or guide, you know, support us in all of our decisions. I mean, they may try to nudge us to do what's better for our soul growth, and they'll leave us some breadcrumb trails, you know, to try to help us to perhaps consider the right decisions, perceived or right. But, you know, they love us enough and understand the progression and the journey of the soul enough to allow us to make these mistakes, once again, real or perceived. So like I said, you know, we can create, you know, all kinds of different realities. But, you know, create the one you want and create the one that's best for you and for your soul growth. and for you personally, without forgetting that you love and are connected to everything else. So keep your energy strong within yourself. Don't give it away to somebody else. And be careful of these group mentalities, like I said sometimes, because some of the realities that they create may not be what you necessarily want.
Woke up this morning, found a long night in the store. Looked up this morning, saw roses full of thorns. They don't have nowhere to go. Oceans are done, only shines when you're alone. There's nothing left to say. We've wrote it all down into something that couldn't be said.
Mankind prides themselves on being beings that have logic and reason beyond the capabilities of the other creatures that inhabit the planet we know. And of course that's a good thing and can be a good thing. But it's also not a good thing in the sense that all the lies that have been perpetrated against us since the beginning of civilization, as I see it, the lies of separation and everything that goes with that, and it goes into every avenue, every road. It goes into religion, race, sex, just spread wide across. And these days it's even more division than ever. There doesn't seem to be much gray area anymore, as I said, where logic and reason and compromise can take birth. But, we pride ourselves on being creatures of logic and reason. And like I said, the brain is where all the lies of separation are. And so, when we work through all these issues logically and with reason, we're actually working through them with a foundation of lies, because we're not separated, we're not divided. None of the stuff that we've been taught for eons is true. We are not. And so we have to learn to take the thinking from our head and take it down to our heart. The heart is where we really want to be living from, where we want to reside. We want to be heart-centered beings. And in the heart, there is no thinking, really. There's just a knowing. At least in that heart and love vibration. That vibration is no judgment, there's just a knowing. And there's no need for thinking, because there's really nothing to know. It feels complete. And so the heart is a place, a true place. Of course, the heart can lie to you too. The heart can hurt you. But the heart is where we are evolving to be heart-centered beings. That's the next step in our progression. That's what the Sasquatch and other guides and beings are introducing us to. Getting connected to our heart. And once we do that, we'll be connected to ourselves and then connected to everything. So, the unraveling of century after century after century of lies is hard. But it's beginning. It's beginning, and that's the future. Thinking from the heart, communicating with energy, communicating with telepathy, and communicating with love is number one.
Wondering aloud how we feel today. Last night sipped the sunset, my hand in her hair. We are our own saviors as we start, both our hearts beating live into each other, wondering aloud, will the years treat us well? As she floats in the kitchen, I'm tasting the smell. Yeah. Of toast as the butter runs, then she comes, spilling crumbs on the bed, and I shake my head. And it's only the giving that makes you